The brush of a sleeve against your forearm. The weight of a hand on your shoulder for just a second too long. Most of the time, you don't even notice these things are happening. You only notice when they stop. There is a quiet fear that sits at the back of the modern mind. It's the suspicion that if we were truly left alone, if the physical world stopped pressing back against us, we might simply evaporate. We worry that without the constant tactile confirmation of other people, our edges would blur. We fear that a year of silence, a year without a single human touch, would leave us permanently broken or somehow less than human. But your system is more sophisticated than that. Before we look at the mechanics of isolation, you should know something. You are not a fragile machine that collapses the moment a part is removed. You are a biological masterpiece of adaptation. And if you stay until the end, I want to show you something rarely discussed, a specific hidden cognitive advantage that only reveals itself after the noise of the world falls away. It is a gift of clarity that most people will never experience. To understand what happens during a year of no touch, we have to step inside the system. Think of your skin not as a shell, but as a high-resolution map. It is the largest organ you own, covered in roughly 5 million sensory receptors. At any given moment, about 3,000 of these are firing just to tell you where your clothes end and your body begins. Let's walk through the 3 rooms of this system during a period of total tactile silence. The first room is the Hall of Persistence. This is what continues even when the world goes quiet. Deep within your skin, there is a specific network called C-tactile fibers. These aren't for heat or pain. They are wired specifically for effective touch, the slow, gentle stroke of another human being. In a year of silence, these fibers don't die. They don't even go dormant. Instead, they become hypersensitive. They begin to scan your environment with an almost frantic intensity. You might find yourself more aware of the texture of your bed sheets or the specific weight of a winter coat. Your system is still hungry, and it starts looking for nutrients in places it used to ignore. The second room is the dimming corridor. This is what slows down. When you are touched, your brain releases a cascade of oxytocin, a chemical that acts as a natural brake for your stress response. It lowers your heart rate and tells your amygdala that the world is safe. Without this chemical safety signal, the baseline of your nervous system begins to shift. Your internal world becomes a bit more brittle. The braking system for anxiety isn't broken, but it's certainly out of practice. You might find that small stresses feel about 10% heavier than they used to. The third room is the studio of blurred boundaries. This is what loses its sharpness. Your brain uses touch to maintain a body schema, a 3D model of yourself in space. When you go months without being touched by another person, the boundaries of that map start to soften. You might become slightly more clumsy, bumping a shoulder into a doorframe or misjudging the distance to a coffee cup. Without external feedback to calibrate your edges, your brain has to work harder to figure out exactly where you occupy the world. But here is something surprising. Around the 6-month mark, something happens that researchers call tactile hunger compensation. Your brain, realizing the external input isn't coming, starts to create its own. You might find yourself having vivid dreams of crowded rooms or feeling a phantom warmth on your back. This isn't a sign of losing your mind. It is your brain's way of self-regulating. It is a display of incredible neurological resilience. Your system is literally manufacturing the comfort it needs to stay balanced. There are several myths we should set aside. The first is the myth of the broken brain. There is a popular belief that a year without touch will cause your social circuits to atrophy forever. In reality, the human brain is remarkably plastic. Studies of people returning from long solo expeditions or deep-sea assignments show that social fluency returns almost instantly upon re-entry. Your skills aren't gone, they're just in storage. The second myth is that digital connection is a total lie. We often tell ourselves that a video call is empty. In reality, your mirror neurons, the cells that help you empathize, are still very much active during a screen conversation. It's not a full meal, but it's enough to keep the system from starving. The third myth is the quota myth, the idea that you need exactly 8 hugs a day to function. Your system doesn't work on a punch card, it works on a curve. It prioritizes quality and perceived safety over raw frequency. But myths are static. What really matters is how this unfolds over the long arc of time. After 1 week of no touch, the primary sensation is restlessness. You might feel a vague itch in your nervous system that you can't quite scratch. Your sleep might be a bit shallower. You are in the search phase. After 1 month, the restlessness transitions into a dull ache, often called skin hunger. This is when the cortisol levels, the stress hormones, typically peak. Your body is sounding the alarm, trying to push you back towards the tribe. However, after 1 year, something profound happens: adaptation. Your system enters a low power mode for social expectation. You aren't damaged, you are recalibrated. You become an expert at self-soothing. The way you wrap a towel around yourself after a shower, or the way you lean into the wind during a walk, these become significant sensory events. You have learned to harvest the small inputs. You have discovered that you are in fact capable of providing your own sense of place in the world. This is the core truth of the experience. Isolation is not a process of destruction, it is a survival strategy. Your system is not failing because it feels lonely, it is succeeding because it is signaling to you what it values. Psychologically, this shift is driven by a change in how your brain interprets absence. Usually, we view absence as a void, a hole that needs to be filled. But after a year of silence, your brain begins to interpret absence as space. Your amygdala, which spent the first few months on high alert, eventually settles. It realizes that the lack of touch does not mean the presence of a threat. This leads to a unique state of physiological autonomy. You stop looking at the world as a source of safety and start looking at yourself as the source. You move from a reactive state to an observational one. You can maintain this balance through conscious choice. You don't need a crowd to regulate your system. You can use rhythm, the steady beat of a brisk walk. You can use weight. The simple pressure of a 15-pound weighted blanket can trick the brain into releasing the oxytocin it craves. You can use temperature. A warm bath at 102 degrees Fahrenheit can stimulate the same receptors that a human embrace does. These aren't fakes, they are legitimate tools for a sophisticated biological system. Now, we come to the hidden reward I promised you at the beginning. In our normal, high-touch lives, we are constantly noisy. Every time someone touches you, speaks to you, or even stands near you, your brain has to process their energy, their intentions, and their physical presence. This creates a constant background hum that masks your own internal signal. The gift of the year of no touch is something we call the quiet mirror. After a year of silence, the noise of everyone else's presence finally clears away. For the first time in your life, you are able to perceive your own internal state with absolute high-definition clarity. You begin to notice the subtle rhythms of your own thoughts, the genuine preferences of your own body, and the true baseline of your own spirit, without anyone else's influence distorting the image. It is a rare form of cognitive sovereignty. You realize that you are not a collection of other people's reactions. You are a complete, self-sustaining world. When you finally do return to the world of touch, when that first hand eventually rests on your shoulder again, you will notice something beautiful. The touch will feel electric, yes, it will feel intense, but you will also realize that you no longer need it to know who you are. You have learned that silence isn't the absence of life. It's just a different way of listening. And once you've heard your own true voice in that silence, you will never truly be alone again.